Yes, let's get started. We can wait for the time. So today we'll be starting with functions. So like what are the methods, different methods which are available as part of strings. Okay. So we'll see. We'll try to cover as many methods as possible, as whichever methods which are required for our program, so that we are going to cover. Okay. Yeah, let me share my screen. To start my Eclipse. Okay, so we talked about like what are strings and why strings are immutable and what is string constantful yesterday. And today we'll be talking about like different methods which are available as part of strings. Okay. String. And we'll see some programs today. Okay. So here I need to increase this font. Okay. So as we discussed, like we have a lot of methods which are given as part of the string documentation here. Let me just open it. You can see there are like a number of methods that we have here. See character and characters, concatenation, contains. Okay. So like this, we'll see what are the methods that we can use as part of our strings. So we'll try to cover as many methods as possible. Okay. So to get an idea, how do we exactly use the strings? Okay. So how do we declare the strings? As we discussed, like we can declare the strings in two ways. One is like we can create the string literals. The other one is like we have the object. Okay. So to the object that we are going to create. Okay. So not to worry about like objects. So we'll discuss about like the string literals and what are the functions that we have as part of like strings. Okay. So for example, if you want to find out character of a particular string. Okay. So char, if you want to find out a character. Okay. So it, where is that character exactly located? Okay. In this case, what we do is like we are going to use string.caret. Caret is like it's going to find out the character at the position. Okay. So this is the index that we are going to give. Okay. So this is the value that we should get. Okay. So let's try to print this value. System. Okay. We got the character which is located at this position. Likewise, you can give the position wherever the position it is like available, we can give it. Okay. So for example, 3. So it starts from 0, right? So it starts from index 0. And you can see this is the position 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So likewise, we can find out. Sorry, guys. Okay. Likewise, we can find out the character. Okay. So where is the exact location of that particular, like, this is the position that we are going to give, and based on that, it's going to find out the character which is located in the string, in the given string. Okay. So let me write it as like caret. So here we'll discuss if you want to find the length of the string. Okay. So for this, we have a method length. Okay. System out str.length. So it's going to give you the length of that string. So let's see what is the length of the string. This is 7. Okay. So it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So you can see that the length of the string is like 7. You can count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So it starts from, it starts from 1 actually. And if you take the indexes, it will start from 0. It is similar to the thing that we have seen in the arrays. Okay, so length will give you the complete length of it from it start from 1, but indexes it start from 0. So this is about the length. Okay, length function. And we have a substring here. So here, if you want to find out something, like for example, I want to get the substring within the string. Okay, for example, I want to get only the Ashok. Okay, not the ID. Okay, so now you can remember we are retrieving the element based on the retrieve the character based on the indexes. Okay, so here we need to specify from which index to which index you want to get the text. So for this, we have to use the substring. Okay, substring of beginning 0, and you can give the length of it. Okay, the index of it from where to where you want to get it. So here you can print the substring of it. Substr. Get Ashok here. Okay, substring is like string within the string. Okay, so this is like a string that we want to get from the main string. So that is substring. So in substring, we have a lot of things that we can look into a substring. So, and the other thing is like you can try to print the substring based on the indexes. Okay, so str dot substring beginning index from where you want to print. Okay, so for example, if you get 6, then we'll start and print the value. Okay, so what is the character that is available at 6th position? Here you can see this is like we have indexes, right? Index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is like 6. Okay, so it's printing this one. So let me give 5. We got this from 5 to 6. Whatever we have, like from 5 to 6, like 5, 6. These are the two values that we have, like two characters that we have at that particular index. So it will start from the index. That's nothing but we are going to give the index from where you want to get the index. For example, if I add something here, Ashok IT technologies. Okay, so now you see from IT technologies, it will print. Okay, so it will rest of these things will be ignored. But when you see the starting and ending index, okay, start index and end index. So here also what it does is like it's going to pick this particular value, okay, based on the indexes. But here in this substring, so it will start from 5, okay, and it will print the values. So that is like substring, and another one is like substring C index. So we have like these are the methods that we can use based on your requirements. Okay, so it will give the examples also. What are the examples that we can use? See now, okay. So these are the examples that it will automatically show you. So this is substring, and can use contents. Okay, so when we are trying to use this contents, it's kind of like it's trying to find out that particular string. Okay, for example, string dot contents. So in this contents, you are going to give the sequence. Okay, for example, you say IT. Okay, if it contains this IT string in this particular, see. Okay, if this particular string contains ID, it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. Okay, which should be in a sequence. Okay, for example, you see, if you are going to put something like, yeah. So here we have like, sequence of characters that we have to give, and this sequence of characters, if we have in this string, it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. For example, we have a technologies here. Okay, but GIES. Okay, so GIES, if you give this one, so it's going to return you true. But the same thing, for example, if you are going to jumble the words, okay, so jumble the words in the sense if it is not a sequence, we have IGES, like these characters within the string, but they are not in a sequence. It will return false. Okay, contents is like it will check for the sequence of characters within the string. So this method will be used when we are trying to find out something. For example, if you have a lengthiest character and if you want to see something, so maybe when we are trying to match the messages, okay, some messages would say like record added successfully, and some messages would say that record has been added successfully. Okay, so in that cases, what we do is like successfully is like message which will not change, but within the string we have like something which is like keep on changing, like has been, had been, has has added. So these are the few things which may change, but within the sentence. But what is that we are going to check is like, if a particular word is found within the message, then we are going to say that that record is added successfully. In that cases, we are going to use contents. Okay, contents is like it will check for the sequence of characters within the string. And next we have equals. Okay, so this we have discussed, right? For example, I'm going to take another string here, string 1. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is like I'll directly, it will return in the boolean value. Okay, str dot equals str1. Whatever content we have in this string and in this string, if both of them are equal, then it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. For example, if we are going to add something here, 1, 2, 3, the string is not equal, so it will return false. Okay, so equals, what it does is like it's going to check for the content. That's the ultimate value. We discussed about double equals to and equals to, right? Dot equals to will check for the, it will compare the values, but double equals to will compare the references. Okay, so next is like is empty. Okay, so see, I'm going to check for this is empty. Let me just write this as a, okay, let me take this one. So here I'm going to just use it is empty. Okay, so is empty. Is empty. We have some value here, so it's going to return false. Okay, here it's going to return false. So why is it returning false? So we have value here. Okay, the content is displayed here. Let me just remove this one. Okay, so here it's going to throw the error. Let me just do one thing. I'll take this string str. Here I'm going to remove everything. Okay, it's returning true. Let me give a space here. So it's returning false because space is also kind of a character. Okay, so now to check if we have some value in it, okay, I'm going to use is blank. Okay, so there's another method we can use that is nothing but is blank. Okay, so str dot is blank. So now we can go and see. One is true, another one is false. Okay, empty is like it will check the particular string is completely empty. Blank is like what it does is like it's going to ignore the spaces. Okay, if you have something here, for example, if we write some red, now we see one will return true, another will return false. Oh, sorry. Here we have like we have some content here, right? So that is the reason why it's returning false. Is blank, it's not blank. Is empty, it's not empty. But here in this case, we don't have any content here. Is empty, it's true. Is blank is also true. Okay, blank is like it's going to ignore the spaces here, so it will return true. Okay, is blank is like it will return true, but is empty, it will treat this character as like a space is like a character, so that is the reason why it is returning false. Okay, so the basic difference between these two is like on is empty, it's going to consider the spaces also as a character, but is blank is like it will ignore those spaces. If you have some content here, now both will return false because we have value in it. But in case if you have something space in it, when you use is empty, it will throw false. Okay, it will return false. This will return true. Okay, basic difference is like when we have some spaces in it, it will return false for empty, but is blank is like it will return true. Okay. So next is like I'm going to just add something here. That is, I'll take this content. So this is very important, guys. Concatenation. Okay, concat. How do we concat the strings? Okay, there are two ways actually. Okay, so one is like you can give str dot concat, and you can give the string test. Okay, now you check then what is here? Test is appended. Okay, so that's nothing but test is concatenated, added to it. Okay, there is another way that we can do is like whatever, this is important thing is whatever you add, okay, you use plus symbol and use something here. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can use dot concat or you can use plus symbol. Okay, so whatever thing that you add to the string will become a string. Okay, so this is important. You need to remember. Okay, so now see, I'm going to remove. I'm going to remove this. So what is this? This is an integer, int value. What is this? This is a string. When I just execute this, now you see what happens. What is happening here? It is getting appended to the string. Okay, we can use this plus symbol to add something to the string. That's nothing but it will turn into the string. Okay, for example, if I take, what is this? This is a double R float value. Now you can go and execute it. What is happening now? See, okay. For example, if I add 1 plus, 2 plus, 3 plus, 4 plus, okay. So what are those? These values are like integer values. Okay. So now this is like float value and this is a string. When you execute this, you see what is happening? 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.45. Okay. So this you need to remember, guys. If you add anything to the string, that will get converted into the string. Okay. So to show these values like integers, we have another way. So for that, we have to use some formats. Okay. So that we'll discuss down the line. So next is like, so this is about like concat. So we can do it in two ways. One is like using the dot concat. Another one is like plus symbol. We can use plus symbol. Okay. So this is the reason why I was using everywhere. You can see this is plus symbol. What I'm trying to do is like, see here I'm providing some value to it. Okay. This is nothing but a variable. Okay. So here it is not getting added because what we are trying to do is like here you see we have a string here plus and we are giving some class values and then we are trying to show it. Okay. So that is the reason why it's not showing up here. So you can see anywhere I'm using plus, but here I'm using the variable. I'm not using the value of it. Okay. So you can see this here also. Somewhere I used it, right? See, value of A is plus A. Plus A is like this is a variable. So it based on that variable value, it will print the value here. Okay. So based on the value that we have assigned to the variable, that will be printed here. If I directly give 1, so what happens here? So when I execute this, so you see. So what is happening here? See, A is 1. Okay. So if I give the variable, then it will treat this one as like a kind of a data type that we are using. So based on the data type, it will print the value. Okay. Now you see, it is printing A is equals to A is 11. What is the actual value of A? Here it is 10, but we did some operations on it, right? So A plus A, so that is the reason why it's showing as like 11. Okay, if you give directly, then what happens? It will get appended. That's the thing, but it will get added to that particular string when you use this plus symbol. So to avoid this, what we have to do? We can create a variable here. For example, int A is equals to 1. Now you go and try to add this A here. Okay, so let me give 1, 1, 2. See what is happening? It is showing the A value. Okay, the value is like variable. The variable value is like 1, 2, 3. Okay, so for example, if you want to do some actions, okay, if you want to ignore this plus symbol and you want to perform some actions on it, okay, then what you need to do is like you have to put this bracket. Okay, let's see what happens now. Let me ignore this for some time. See what is happening? 121. So this bracket takes this reference first. Okay, so that's nothing but 112 plus 2, 114 plus 3, 14 plus 4 plus 5, 9. Okay, so then after you can say something. You can see now this is getting added. Okay, let me take 1, 2, 3 or something. Okay, 1. I'll take 1. So what is happening? This bracket takes the preference first and the operator. Okay, so the operator is like it's used for calculations. Okay, so when you are using this bracket, it's nothing but it's taking for the calculations. But when you are using this string plus directly the values. Okay, so directly the values. Now you see what happens. When you execute this, see 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you should be careful when we are using with the I mean something along with the string. Okay, so if you use plus symbol, that will get concatenated to it. Okay, so we can use this two methods. One is using concat, another one is like you can use plus symbol. Okay, so next is like we'll discuss about replace. So we have something that we want to replace. Okay, so how do we use this replace? So the character here we are taking some character here, right? You want to replace with that. Okay, so sphere dot replace. What is that character that you want to replace here? Is like, for example, A should be replaced with some character 0. Okay, so if I try to write this, so you can see the zeros. Okay, so what it does is like it's going to replace a particular character within the given string. It can be anything. If you say I will be replaced with 0, 0, 0. And here you can see the 0. Okay, so this will help you to replace the characters. For example, if you have replace, another thing is like you can use this replace for str dot replace. So we have sequence of target characters. So replace all is like regular expression that we are going to use, and replace first is like it will replace only the first characters. Okay, so we look into these things. So when we have a sequence of characters, if you want to replace with the str, you want to replace with this target sequence. Okay, so I want to replace first up with okay, just see what is happening now. It is taking that particular sequence and it is replacing. Okay, so Ashok, we have the Ashok right here, so it is replacing Srikanth. Okay, so now str dot replace all. Okay, so we can give some set of again I'm going to replace Srikanth with replacement. What is that replacement? Is like Ashok. See what is happening. So this is something, but you can give the regular expressions also. Okay, so regular expressions that we can define here. So if you want to replace something like, so we have A to Z. Otherwise, we can use some characters here. Okay, so characters can also be. I'll talk about like regular expression sometime after this. Okay, because now you'll get confused like how do we use it and all. So next is like replace first. For example, if you want to replace only the first one. Okay, so replace first, and here I'm going to give the expression like see now Ashok IT, Ashok IT, Ashok IT, Ashok IT. 1 second. Let me just I'll give Ashok here. See what is happening? It's only replacing the first occurrence, because here I just commented it because you get confused here, because only Ashok, whatever we have Ashok, so Ashok will be replaced with Srikanth. So here Ashok will be replaced with Srikanth at the first time. Okay, this is like replace all the occurrences. Here it's like it is going to replace all the occurrences. But here replace first is like it will replace only the Ashok which is available at the first occurrence. Okay, first occurrence is first time when it finds it, it's going to replace it. Rest of the things we can see it is not replacing them. Okay, so that's why I just commented this one, because these two things are like kind of confusing. Are you clear about this, guys? How do we use this replace? Let me just I'll just try to use this. So here I'll take the string. Replace first. I'm going to remove this one. So when you see this, so you can see the different behavior of it. Right? Now can you see the last one? So earlier one was like, you can see that there is no Ashok at all, so it did not replace anything. The reason why it was showing like this. Now at this place, I've just taken this string again, right? So now you can see only replacing the Ashok. Okay, so which is at the first occurrence. Okay. Another thing is like here, I'm taking this particular string. So here I'm writing Ashok IT. Okay, so next is like I'm going to take str1. Whatever str1 we have here. And this is str1. Okay. So here observe carefully. When I say str1 dot str equals to str1. Okay, I'm executing this known as false, because it's like case sensitive. Okay, dot equals to is like it will exactly compare the character by character. Okay, so it will see character by character, and here you see this has a different ASCII value and this has different ASCII value. Okay, so capital S will have ASCII value between some 120 or something, but small s will have like something between 65 to 99, right? So those are the small characters that we have. So what it does, like it will try to compare the ASCII values here. So that is the reason what it is doing is like equals, it's like mismatching. But when we are using this dot equals to, okay, so it's like it's going to ignore the case sensitivities. Okay, it will ignore all the cases, like uppercase to smaller case, and everything will be ignored, and it will compare the content itself, like A, yes, yes, HO. So whatever it is, like it's capital letters and it's small letters. Equals ignore cases, like it will ignore the cases. Okay, so whether it is small case or uppercase, it will ignore it and it will check for the content, like whether it is like equals to the content that I have in the two strings. So it will just return true. Okay, it will ignore the cases, but equals is like it will consider cases also. That's the reason it's showing false here. But when you have some requirement that case of equals, so we'll be using this in case of Chromes. Okay, so like setting up the browser. For example, somebody would be writing Chrome like this. So somebody would be writing, okay, so like this, and somebody would be writing Chrome. So all these are like, we want to launch the Chrome browser, but we have defined them in a different cases. Here it's like all upper cases. This is like a camel case, and this is like a all small cases. But we should launch the Chrome browser, right? So in this case, we are going to use the dot equals, okay? Dot equals ignore case. Okay, so this is about like dot equals ignore case. So let me just write it. equals case. Okay. So next is like we are going to discuss about index of. Okay. So I'm going to take the string. So I want to find out the index of this particular. Okay. So what I'm going to do is like str dot index of a given character t. And execute and see what is the index of it. 6. Count it 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it will show you the first occurrence of it. It's like first occurrence. I'm going to delete this t from this. Let me see. Where I find it now? So it is trying to identify this particular character within the given string. Okay. Now you see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So it is available in the seventh index. So index of will help you to find out this particular character within a given string. Okay. So now I'm going to give the starting index from where you want to find out. Okay. So let me give. Sorry. I did. Index of this particular character starting from 7. Okay. So 7, it is trying to find out from there. So where is it available now? It's at the 26th. Okay. So what it does is like it will ignore this. So whatever we have this particular, I'm giving the starting index. You start from this index and try to find out where the t is available. Okay. So it is available here. Let's count. This is like till we counted, this is 7, right? So here we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay. So this is available at this location. So this will help you to identify this particular character within a string at the index. Okay. This is like beginning index. Okay. So you have to give the beginning index from where you want to find out that particular character located based on the indexes. Okay. So this will help you in this way. Okay. So this is like kind of methods which are available wherein you can use them. Okay. So based on your requirements. So here also we have another thing. So let me just take it as like, yeah. How do we use this index of in other methods? Okay. str dot index of, so str dot substring. I'm going to give the character. Okay. So for example, if I want to give substring, so first you can take the index of it, and the substring is like I'm going to start from 8. Okay. So and the index would be like I want within this 8, I want to find out that particular element which is starting from the index. Okay. Here we can give the index. You see what it does is like substring. What it does, so it's going to pick out like it's going to take the string out of the string, right? So now it will consider this particular string as like it will start from this index and it will have this particular substring. So this is like full string. Within that full string we are taking a substring. So from here I'm going to take it. And what is that you want to find out is like from which index you want to find out this particular character. Okay. So let me just show you like now. Here I'm going to take it as like what is that index that we have till here? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And this is like 120. We are going to take. From here, if I take 20, so I want to take the index as like 0. Let's see what is it going to find out. So this is a kind of a substring that I've taken. And what is that I'm trying to find out? So this set of characters, right? The set of characters. So here within this we can use like this is like little confusing. I'll let you know how do we exactly use this. So the index of is like it will try to find out this particular character So if you see here, it will take the first occurrence. If you see here, it's going to try to find out that particular character from the given index. Okay, from 8 it will start and try to check for the character. If it is available, it will return this value. But here in this case, it's like we are going to give substring of it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is like here, I'm going to take substring as like str1 equal to str dot substring of what is that index that we are trying to get, like for example 20. Start from the index 0. What is it showing? Like this particular index is located at this. I mean, it's like it's returning with the value of it. That's nothing but it what index this particular Ashok ID is there. Okay. So if you are trying to give this string, okay, what is that we'll try to do is like we'll try to print what is the string that we are getting as part of substring. Okay, so str1 we'll try to print this. See Ashok ID, Ashok ID, Ashok ID. Okay, so this Ashok ID is located. So where is it located now? We are trying to get the index of this particular. So I've given the str1.str, right? So here I'm going to give str1 and I'll give the substring. So what is okay? Within this str, I'm going to give the str1. This is correct. So from the index, I'll start from 10. See what is it finding is like it's this particular character, particular set of characters we have from the 20th stand. Okay, so that's I think, but I can see this is 1, 2, 3. See, still now here we have counted till this is 7, right? 7, 8, 7 here. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so the first occurrence it is showing like the Ashok ID is available at this location. Okay, so I'm trying to give the index here, but it is throwing up like from where you want to try to start your index and what is that you want to find out from the string. Okay, so it's simple like this string has like this is the biggest string that we have. What is the substring out of it? We got the substring. This is a substring, and I want to find out the Ashok ID. So which is that index that I'm going to give is like from the start index is like I want to start from the index 10. So it will start counting from here. It found this Ashok ID at which location, what is the index? It is returning 20. Okay, so that is how we'll be using. So string within a string, within that string, I want to find out some content from which index it is going to start. So that is how we'll be using this particular method for finding out the particular character. Well, particular, I mean to say that when I say character, it's like index will only retrieve the characters. Okay, so here you can see it will only retrieve the index of that particular character. So that is the reason why it is showing like this Ashok ID, whatever we have, this is starting at A, right? So and we have the index A, which is located at index like this character. Okay, the particular A character is located at the index 20. Okay, so what you can do is guys, this is like very rare that we use as part of like programming, but whenever if you want to find out some index based on the characters that you are supplying. So in that case, what we can do is like we can go and use the index of. Okay, so index of will get you the index of that particular given character within a string. That is in simple. In short, like this is like very, very rarely we use, but I would just want to discuss it. And next is like we have the string. I want to convert them into a lowercase. Okay, so we have a method called toLowerCase. So this method is quite simple. We can just go and use this method directly with str.toLowerCase. See what is happening now? You can see all of them got converted into the lowercase. So here, likewise, I can use the uppercase. Okay, so str is equals to sum put str.toUpper. Okay. Now see, all of the cases got converted into the uppercase. Okay. So another important thing is like we use some strings having some leading and trailing spaces. Okay. So for example, str is equals to, what is that value? I should write it. So here you see, so I have spaces before leading and trailing, what we say. Okay. Leading is like, what is that leading? So we have before and after trailing spaces. Okay. So now I want to print. When I try to print this, so what happens is like you can see the spaces. Okay. So str. So when you execute this, we have spaces here, spaces here. Okay. So when we use dot trim, what it does is like it's going to remove the leading and trailing spaces. So now we have particular, like perfect string without any spaces, but it will not remove the spaces in between. Okay. So this is another important thing. Have spaces in this. Okay. So only it will remove the leading and trailing spaces. So that is the reason why we use trim. So another thing is like, for example, I want to a is equals to some 20. Int is already used somewhere. Okay. So now you want to convert this one. Okay. So when I say, so there is a method called a instance of teacher. This is like we can use if condition here. So instance of integer is like it's going to. So this is not an integer. So let me just take as teacher. Okay. So what it does is like instance of is like it will check what is the data type that we are going to use. This is the object. Okay. So don't worry about like object and all. So we'll discuss about it. But the thing is like you need to remember like now this is kind of like a integer wrapper class. Okay. So this is a kind of a class that we have which will help you to convert data type into the object. From object to data type, we'll see how do we do the conversions and all. But what we say like that is a typecasting. Okay. So that is typecasting that we are going to see. Auto boxing and unboxing. So here the integer a is equals to 20. So now I want to convert this one into the string. Okay. When I say string, so this is going to throw the error. Okay. So what I'm going to do is like I'm going to use string str is equals to string str is already specified. So string is equals to string dot value of. Okay. So when you say value of, you see what it is doing is like it is converting this particular object into the string type. Okay. So if you want to convert something into the string type, then we have to use string dot value of w. So now it is like a string. So this is the method. It will instance of is a method. It will try to find out what is the object that you are trying to compare. So this is like string object. Okay. So when you say integer, so it's no more integer. Okay. It's not an integer anymore. So it's not, it is converted into the string. Okay. So you take anything. So it can be anything. Okay. So for example, if you take Boolean bool is equals to true. So now this is kind of a Boolean object. Okay. So this is like object that we have created. But you want to compare, like you see. Now when I say bool instance of string, it's not instance of string. It is instance of Boolean. So this is working fine. But now what I'm going to do is like I'll just convert this one into this. Now bool is like it is showing true. Yes. Now I want to find out whether it is a string or not. Okay. So for this I'm going to give string, but I need to change the variable. So because we have converted this bool into the string, right? We have to give yes. Then I will see this is instance of string. So if you want to convert something from anything like integer, bool, or float, double, whatever you want to do, you can convert with the help of this particular. Another thing is like we have discussed already, right? So what we have to do? Bool plus give the empty string. It will also converts. Okay. Dot value of is like if you want to convert something into the string, you can do that. Otherwise, you can just use this plus symbol just to convert it. Okay. Otherwise, you can use dot concat. But what is happening here? What it can do is like only it can concat the change bool to string. So concat the strings only. But plus symbol, what it does, it's going to, if you add anything to the string, it will get converted into the strings. Okay. So now what you have to do is like you can use another method called. So here we don't have to string, but directly we can use this booleans. Okay. So concatenation string is already defined here. So let me just do this one. If we say dot concat or bool, so what is happening? Concatenation would only concatenate the string. So that's nothing but it's asking you to change this one boolean into the string. Okay. So but plus symbol, when you give plus symbol, see what is happening now? Go and execute this. Yeah. Here you see, if it is not a string, it will directly throw the error here. Okay. So this is like compile time. Okay. So these are the methods, guys. We have discussed a lot of methods: character rate, length, substring, contains. Okay. So the other thing is like we have few more things like split and yeah. So we'll discuss about like char array. Now I want to just print one character at a time. Okay. So not the whole string, one character at a time. For example, I'm taking this one. Okay. So now I want to print one character at a time. For this, what we do is like we are going to take character array is equals to str dot to char array. So this is the method. It will convert this particular character into the, we have already this particular, see this particular characters, whatever each character did at a time, it's going to create as like a character array. Okay. So now we want to print it. Okay. How do we print it? So we have an advanced for each, right? So here we are going to use advanced for each CC. Likewise, it will print. Okay. It will print first character, then it will go to second character. Likewise, it will print all the characters within a given string. Okay. So other thing is like now we have this particular string defined. Okay. So this is like particular string defined. But what if I have like string array? str arr. Now I want to take each and every character. Okay. So I will like character set. So how can I do it now? So this is like I'm defining the array. Okay. So it's already showing it like, no, it's a splitted one. Okay. But I want to split this particular character. Okay. So based on these spaces or something. So here what happens is like we can use another thing is like string str array is equals to str dot split. Okay. So you can give the regular expression here. So what is that with what you want to just split this particular string is like with the spaces. Okay. So whenever I find the space, so it's going to split it and it's going to store the character, like, it's going to store the array in this way. Okay. So let me show you how does it exactly print the values. Now we have like, string array. Okay, string array I've declared here. Okay, so I'm just using this particular split to split this particular string, each string. Okay, each word. Let us take like each word. Okay, each word as part of like a sequence of characters. Okay, so now I'm going to use that. There are two ways that we can print. One is like I'm just showing string str array. SYSO standard print output, so str a. See now how this is getting printed. Ashok IT Technologies, Ashok IT. Okay, so it is printing this particular given string with the help of regular expression. What is the regular expression here is like space. So just I'm letting it know like, split this one with this one. For example, if you have something like AND operator. Okay, AND operator here. Okay, will it get splitted now? See what is happening? It is actually printing on full string here because it's not matching with this particular regular expression. Now you see. So it is splitting it. Okay. So whenever if you want to split any string, okay, any string with the help of a split function, what you need to do is like you need to identify the regular expression. You need to use this regular expression, it will get converted into the array. Okay. So now it's like string array. Now it's like character array. Now it's like from word to word. If you want to split it, you can use two char array. From like word to word in a sense, one character at a time. Okay, one character at a time. If you want to split, you can use this two char array. If you want to split that particular string, okay, in the number of words, okay, number of words. So this is like in a word. That's another sequence of characters is called a word. Then you can see we can use two things. One is like to split them into a character. We use two character array. To split them into a word, we can use the split. Okay, so split, that's nothing but it will convert into the string array. This will convert into the character. So how do we print it? Again, we have to use this for loop to print one character or one word at a time after splitting them. Okay, are you clear with this, guys? So these are the functions.
You can use the for loop in this form also, that character C colon C.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can use this one or you can use the traditional one also. So when do we use this traditional? If you want to do some operations on that particular, okay. So let me just take, what is that? C dot length, C I plus plus. System out, C of I. Let me comment this code. Now I'm going to execute this. You are the same output, right? Okay, so it's all up to us. Like when do we want to use? Just you want to print this and you can go ahead with this. Otherwise, if you want to use them for some set of operations, like we are going to discuss about some reversing of strings, there we can use this approach. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go and write a simple program. So reversing of string. This is like the important question in the interviews. So I have a string here. Yeah, is equal to show ID. Now I want to reverse this string. Can you guys tell me how can we do it? So I want to split them into a character. What is that method I can use now? Just now we discussed it, right?
Yes, for characters.
Two character array. That's nothing but I want. What is the output that I want to get it here? Is like PI
K-O-S-H.
P-I-K-O,
H-S-E.
K-O-S-H. No, K-O-H-S.
H-S-E.
Okay. So this is how the output I should get. Then what I have to do? It's very simple. First, you split them. The characters. So you got the character array. So that what you want to do? You want to reverse. From reverse, you want to print it. First, what you need to do? You need to get the length of it, right? CS dot length. You got the length. Pi is greater than. What is that I need to do now? Am I writing the right one here? Yeah, I need to get this length, right? So for this SCR dot length, I got the length now. I is greater than or equal to 0. I minus minus. Is it correct or is it wrong? Okay, let me not confuse you anything. I'll just go it straightly to print the values. Okay. First is like int I is equal. So I'm going to get the length of this string, length of this character, sorry, not the string. Okay. So int I is equals to ch dot length. I is greater than or equal to I minus 1. See, after that, what I'm going to do is like, I'm going to print it. So how do I print it? Otherwise, I can do one thing. Just I should append it, right? Append it to the other string. For this, I'm going to take the reverse. So here reverse is equals to or plus equal to, you can use anything, okay? Reverse plus ch of. So you got the complete string here. So after reversing, it should print this value, okay? Index out upon exception. So for this reason, what I'm going to do is like, I'll just remove this greater than 0. So what is happening here? I made some mistake here. What is that mistake? It did not print anything here. Let's do one thing. If I'm making any mistakes, what we have to do? First, we have to go ahead and we have to. So that is the reason why I told you like guys, okay? The first thing is like you need to just write the pseudocode of it. So what is the character that we want to get here? Ashok IT. Okay. So what is the length of this? To get the length of this, to split the character. Okay. So character ch of I is equals to str dot 2 char array. I'm just using this 2 char array. So this 2 char array, what it does is like it's going to bring me the characters. Okay. So I'm going to use the for loop now. So for loop int I is equals to. So what is that first I need to get here? Is like I need to get the length of it. So from reverse I need to print it, right? So from reverse I need to print it. So what I'm going to do here is like I'm going to use int I is equals to. I'll get the complete length of it. Okay. So ch dot length. So after that.
I greater than 0.
Yes, I greater than
0.
0. Then what I have to do now? Next, I have to go to the next character. See, for example, this is true. Then what I'm going to do is like I'll print this value and I need to pick the second value, right? I mean, like from the last that I have to print the second value. So for this, what I have to do? I minus. Okay. So if I say I minus minus, then just I'm writing reverse is equals to, I'm taking one variable here, reverse plus ch of I. Okay. Ch of I is like, first it will print. What is that value that we have here is like, first it will print, then after it will print I. So minus, it will become minus, right? So after completing this I value, what is it I value? It will become, it's 4. 4 is greater than 0. True. Then again, it will go and try to print that value. Okay, likewise, it will keep on printing the value. But what is happening here? So we have taken I minus minus. So let's go and execute this. So it is showing index out of one exception. So one other thing I need to make changes like length minus 1. A is missing. So for this, what we do is like greater than or equal to 0. See guys, I can directly tell you how do we exactly do it, but because of this reason, like I want to understand like how exactly we use the logic. Okay, only the thing is like I want to confuse you at the first stage to understand the logic. So if you don't understand, go to this particular notepad or something, write this pseudocode first. Okay, to understand about this, how exactly the problem statement should be solved. Okay, don't directly go and try to hit the program directly. Okay, so once you get the experience that you can do it, but I suggest you to do some set of pseudo coding first. Okay, so in few seconds, like 5 to 10 minutes, I can write all the program in all the ways. But only thing is like you need to understand the logic, how exactly we are framing this logic. Okay, so here why do we get this length this index out of one exception? Because we are trying like 7 is like, for example, if you have like 7 is greater than or equal, like 0 is greater than or equal to 0, but we don't have any value at that location, then it is throwing the error. Okay, so this is like again what we have to is like we have to reduce the length because we are playing with the indexes and the length. Okay, so index start from 0, length start from 1. We have either we have to make it doubly like equals to the indexes, or we have to reduce the length. So then only we can able to get the output, desired output. Okay, so now this is like first approach, guys. I'll do one thing. I'll just create some methods here. Public reverse string. Public void so here what I'm trying to do is like I've taken the character string. Okay, so can you try to think about like other approaches? How can we do this?
Is there any reversing the character of
Hello, guys, are you able to hear me? Sorry, there is a power disconnect from my end.
Yes, sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are there anybody that they can record my session now? So I think.
Host is, I think, Madam Smith.
Yeah, host disabled it. Actually, the power connection is down. So. I think I need to. I'm not able to share it. I'm just trying to. Oh, yes, yes. Good morning, sir. Sir, is sharing రావట్లేదు సార్ అవును సార్ అది పవర్ బై వచ్చిన తర్వాత షేరింగ్ లేకుండా ఓకే సార్ Yes, please give me a couple of minutes so that we can share the screen. Guys, please give me a couple of minutes. They are trying to share the screen.
Okay, so
Are you able to see my screen, guys?
yes, sir,
Yes.
it's visible.
Yeah. So now you can see there is this is a first method. Okay, so I'm just splitting it with two character. I'm not using any character array here. Two character array. Okay. Only the difference here is like I'm taking this last length of this particular string. Okay. So and it is like greater than or equal to same logic. But here is like here I'm taking the character length, character array length, but here I'm taking the string length. String length. After that, what I'm doing is like string dot character it. As we discussed, right? Character it. Character it is a function that what it does is like it's going to take one character on the from that index. Okay, from the index given. So here you can see I'm taking the index is what is the index of it like 5 or something length. Okay, so it's like 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. First what it does is like it will take the length is like 6 is greater than or equal to 0. Yes, first it will print the 6 value. Okay, So after that, what is the sixth index value? Okay, index value, what is that? A. Okay. So sorry, T. I'm sorry for that. So we have already reversed it, right? T, it is shown here. Like you can see, first it will print T, after that I, after that K, after that O, after that S, after that S, and after that E. Okay. So likewise, it will keep on printing the values. But here the difference is like I'm taking the 2-character array, but here I did not take any character array, but I'm using the string dot caret directly. Okay. So this is a function. It will bring me that character from that string based on the index. Okay. So this is another approach. Likewise, we can use any of these approaches, whichever approach we want, we can use. So if you have anything, other approaches that you can go and use them. Okay. So these are the two approaches. And if you feel like you can write some other logic for this, that is also quite possible. Okay. So this is like reversing the string in 2 ways. So next we have a few programs. So I want to separate special characters. Okay. So chars, special characters, and numerics. Okay. From string. So here also we are going to use the same method, same approach. So we are directly writing methods. Okay. String I have like str is equals to sri, some special characters, ka, and we have some numerics, th. Okay. After this, trainer. Okay. So now I want to get this Srikanth trainer numeric separately and special characters separately. Okay. So we have here also we have a couple of approaches, but I'm going to show you the simple approach, that is like I'm going to take the character array here. So here is str dot 2 character array. Only the simple thing is like, guys, observe carefully. So here I'm going to write, why did I create the bracket for? So now again I'm going back here. Now you see I've taken the character. I've got some, okay, here we have some strings here and we have some special characters. Okay. So what I need to do is like I've splitted it and I want to compare this value. Okay. Compare this value with each and every greater than or less than or equal to 0 something I plus plus. Okay. So one character at a time we are taking and we are trying to compare it. Okay. So here for comparison, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a class called character. Okay. Character dot, we have a lot of methods in that also. Okay. This is character is a class. Okay. So wrapper class, in that wrapper class, we are going to have a lot of methods. That methods will help you to identify whether this is a alphabet or a numeric value. Okay. Is a digit or a alphabet. So based on that, what we do is like, if it is a alphabet, then I'm going to have one string created here. Okay. So separately, I'm going to create strings here. So I'll go up. String APL, all alphabets. Okay. So here I'm going to add them. Here, all numerics. Nama I'm going to say. Okay. So here string, then SPL, special characters. All special characters I'm going to show. So if I get this is like is alphabet. Okay. Is alphabet. Okay. So whatever is that character, ch of I. If it is alphabet, then what I'm going to do is like I'll just add it to the alphabet. Alpha is equal to alpha plus ch of I. Okay. So if it is not an alphabet, then what I'm going to do? I'll write else. I'm going to check another method called is digit. If this is a digit, then I'm going to add it to the digit. Finally, we have like one else statement. So finally, nothing else that we can do apart from the special characters. So directly I'm going to take the special character. If both of the things are not working, I mean like not matching, then I'm going to go and add to the special character. Okay. So you need to remember this is the class that we have to use. Okay. So now I'll write this logic, same logic here. So int I is equals to 0, I is less than ch dot length I plus plus. Here, if character is a class, okay, character dot is alphabet ch of I. Then what I'm going to do? I'm going to add it to the LP plus. So guys, this is another important question in your interviews. They're going to ask you like, how can we segregate these things? Okay. So in terms of, I've already created these variables. I'm going to use them and take it. So this is the reason why I'm just asking you to practice it when we, like, before writing a program, just practice it, like, and try to frame the logic. Okay. So once you frame the logic, then it is like very easy to write the program instead of coming here and trying to, do the things directly. So better you practice it and then you can come back and you can just write the code. So then it will be easy for you guys to understand. So finally we got the else block here. So else block will have like SPL equals to SPL plus So now we have a for loop, and after completing this, I want to print out all the alphabets. Numerics. Next we have special characters. Once you print, you can see three container, numerics are different and special characters are segregated. So we can do this with the help of like still we have like regular expressions also. This is one method that I'm using it, but still we have another method that we can use. Okay. So required alpha numeric special characters. And we can take this is like first approach. This we can identify. So second approach, and we'll show you tomorrow, guys. So for now, you can just practice this. So I'll try to create an object for this class. Second approach and rest of the programs that we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay. So for now, it will be like too much for you guys to practice this because we have discussed most of the programs, methods, and as well as like programs here. Okay. So we'll discuss about the second approach. I'll show you like how do we do the second approach also. So here I'll try to execute it. You can see the output. Something which is missing here. So this is how we got from the first approach. We have another approach. Another approach also is like kind of we use some regular expressions there. So from where to where you want to just identify, like, if it is a capital letter, small letter, or numerical letter. Okay. So we'll identify them and we try to take those values and we want to just separate them. Okay. We'll separate them and we'll try to bring them separately. Okay. So guys, I'm going to upload these programs. You can practice. Okay. So one is like, this is very important. Like we have discussed about the methods. So try to look into each and every method and use it and practice it. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for your time, guys. Let's meet tomorrow at same time.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye.